Coming up here tonight, the president will deliver his State of the Union address. The president's address will be delivered there in the United States House of Representatives right before members of Congress, both the House and the Senate, the Supreme Court, members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the Cabinet, and honored guests all gathering for this.
This morning, joining us live is Linda Schack. Linda worked under the Carter administration. Thank you for joining us, Linda. How do you think tonight's address will compare to the State of the Union speeches of the past in terms of political climate? I mean, we know the president is going to come out and talk about how things are going well right now, but if you're looking at the current political climate, how might tonight's speech differ?
Well, as with any State of the Union in an election year, this comes at an important juncture, particularly for the Republicans and for President Trump, because they are concerned about losing the House. So those Republicans really hope that President Trump shows up as not an economy is fixed president, but as I feel your pain president, because they know that the American people would like him to focus more on kitchen table issues and less on some of the things that have taken the Republicans and President Trump underwater, like the way that the immigration raids have been conducted, like his tariffs, which the American people believe have made their economy worse, and like his threats to attack Iran. All three of those things the American people overwhelmingly disapprove, and the Republicans would like for him to focus back on kitchen table issues tonight.
Linda, for those who may not be familiar with the State of the Union, what is the goal of one of these types of addresses?
Well, it is, for most presidents, the grandest venue, the biggest TV audience, and the highest profile speech of the year. We know that President Trump has given in the past the longest State of the Union ever last year, and he has promised this year that it will be a long speech. What I always look for is who does he have in the gallery? Who is he going to have there to underscore the points that he is making? And right now, we don't know that, but every president since Ronald Reagan has had people in the gallery to underscore their key points.
One of those groups could be the Angel families who he introduced yesterday. Those are victims of crimes committed by illegal immigrants in this country. So we are hearing that he may have some of those so-called Angel families there with him. And it sounds like we may have some hockey players in the house as well tonight, the USA men's hockey team. But let's talk a little bit about policy points, right? When we're thinking about some of the biggest issues right now for the president, what are you expecting to hear on policy?
Well, I expect him to challenge Congress to, in 150 days, approve the tariffs that he put on yesterday that have a 150-day limit that he decided he would move ahead with after the Supreme Court ruled his tariffs unconstitutional and said that he had to go back to Congress to be able to get tariffs. So I know that Republicans would like for him not to cause a vote to happen on that in 150 days, but I expect him to challenge them to do that. I also think that he will focus on the shutdown, the funding that has not been approved for the Department of Homeland Security, and will focus, as you said, not on the unpopular parts of his immigration enforcement, but by having the Angel families there to focus on what he would call the worst of the worst.
All right, Linda Schack, thank you so much. We appreciate you for joining us here this morning. A reminder, everyone, you can watch the State of the Union address right here on Fox 17 coming up tonight at 8 o'clock, followed by Fox 17 News at 9.